Today I fucked up by not checking if the bathroom door actually locked. This happened a few weeks ago, but my soul still leaves my body when I think about it. I was at a friend's house for a get-together. Not a huge party, just 7 to 8 people, snacks, dumb games, and good vibes. After a while my stomach got triggered by some spicy snack and nature called. I asked for the bathroom, went in, and thought I locked the door. Turns out, I didn't. I closed it, yes. But I didn't twist the little lock thingy properly because I was too distracted trying to be fast and polite. So there I am, peacefully doing my business, when suddenly the door swings open and my friend's cousin, who I'd literally just met an hour ago, walks in. We locked eyes. I was seated and pants down. Pure silence, no one moved. Just deep, spiritual shame. She screamed, I screamed sorry, still don't know why. I somehow kicked the door shut, and then just sat there contemplating existence. When I came out, everyone knew. Everyone. Someone even offered me a bottle of water and said, "You okay, bro?" Like I had just come back from war. I stayed another 10 minutes for dignity's sake, then faked a phone call and left. Lesson learned. Always double check the damn lock. Twist, tug, test. Don't trust your memory. Your dignity isn't auto-saved, buddy. Save it manually. Too long did not read. Went to a friend's place, didn't properly lock the bathroom door, got walked in on mid-poop by his cousin. Social life is now permanently in recovery mode. Door closed? Knock to see if the room is occupied. She should be the one feeling embarrassed. You did nothing wrong other than not lock the door. You shoulda owned it, you pooper you. Lol, who cares? I would just come out and proclaim, who dared to visit the throne room? Man, the world is full of prudes. Everyone shits. Big deal. I'd be hesitant to open a shut bathroom door without knocking in my own house, and I live alone. Can't imagine being at a friend's house with 7-8 people and opening a closed bathroom door. Maintaining eye contact is important to retain dominance in these situations. Haha, well, everybody poops. Just own it and laugh about it. As far as bathroom horror stories go, it could be a lot worse, speaking from experience. Today I fucked up by chugging a THC seltzer. I've never consumed, ingested, inhaled THC in any form. I saw the seltzer water at the gas station and thought, I bet that's good, I like beer enough. Surely this will provide a buzz similar to a beer or two. So I took a few sips of it, waited. Nothing, so I drank the rest of it. Sat down to have some spaghetti. Then, boy, this spaghetti is sitting heavy, holy cow. Oh shit, I ended up making my way to my bed. I laid down and wrapped myself in the covers and stared at my fan. Every time I would feel my mind slipping away, I would look back at the fan and I would point at it. Connecting my eyes, my hands, and my consciousness. One thing that happened repeatedly throughout the evening. I heard a motorcycle come to the intersection at the end of my driveway. Sit there revving loudly and then take off down the road. I don't think that it was real. For one, it's not typical in my neighborhood, and two, it was too long-lasting and frequent. At some point, I did manage to fall asleep. I woke up at about 3 a.m. noticing that I could remain conscious of a sentence. Or a thought long enough to complete it. I now understand that 60 milligrams of nano-encapsulated THC may be a little much for a first experience. But having had no encounters with this chemical until this, I don't have a whole lot of interest in trying it again. Too long did not read. I've never taken THC, and then I drank a 60 mg THC seltzer and I tripped like crazy. Product. Torch Cherry Limeade. Regarding the whole motorcycle sitting at the intersection for too long thing, weed definitely fucks with your perception of time, especially so if you have a low tolerance. I've sat and played video games while high for what felt to me like an hour, but I looked at the clock and it had only been like 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm a frequent user and 20 mg is my usual seltzer dose. I drank a 50 mg once, and rather quickly, and I definitely heard organ music outside of our hotel room window. We were at Disney World. I looked at my wife and said, why the fuck would Disney let someone play the organ so loudly and so terribly at this time of night? She looked very puzzled, and that's when I realized that it was all in my head. Which made me giggle. A lot. The worst part is the nano-THC stuff is like 2-3x as strong and hits way faster. Glad you didn't fall off the earth. Yeah, I'm a regular and the choice is between light, 5 mg, and heavy, 10 mg. Reading these posts is like reading. I don't drink, but I figured I'd try it, so I consumed 2 750 ml bottles of 151. Oh my god. I'm a regular cannabis user and 60 mg is more than I've ever done in one sitting. I freaked out at 35 mg. 5-10 mg is a good dose for a night at home. Crazy how many new people are consuming THC without researching dosage or having patience. Today I fucked up by digging too deep into the family album. This is my second account since this is crazy. I recently got married and I went to my folks yesterday to add the Pixar albums. When I went to the basement to grab the family albums, I ended up just flipping through out of curiosity, and noticed a guy the first didn't recognize in a lot of the pictures. My mom has a huge family, so I don't know everyone, but this guy was in photos of just her, her parents, and my late aunt. The weirdest was a Christmas card that had everyone's names on it. The naming system in our culture is complex, but you only share a last name with your mother and siblings, unless you get married and change it, not with cousins, grandparents, etc. Well, this guy was listed on the card and had my mom's maiden name as his last name. My mom ended up coming in since I was taking so long, and I asked her who it was and she tried to say she didn't know. I kept pushing and then she got upset and left. My dad asked when happened and I showed him the picture and he immediately looked uncomfortable and told me to drop it. Well, after a lot of nagging, like hours, he told me. That guy is my mom's older brother who is serving life in prison. My dad refused to say more because it had upset my mom, and my mom is ignoring me, which is really unlike her. She's very communication orientated. I have an older brother and I haven't even told him yet since this is so insane. I feel like I'm dreaming. How could they keep something like this from me for so long? Especially since he was in pictures where my mom was a teen, and her and my dad started dating around that time, so that must mean my dad knows him too, right? Anyway, it's been a day and my mom is still not talking to me. This is seriously so weird. Too long did not read. Accidentally discovered mom's secret brother, who's in prison, and she's upset. Edit to update. I've talked to my brother and mom and I'll just summarize the conversations. First, I talked to my brother. Turns out he knew my mom had a brother. He saw the photos over a decade ago, put it together, and said nothing. I got upset since he never told me, but he said I proved why by interrogating, which was fair. I talked to him about looking up the name and he said he can't stop me, but he wouldn't do it because our mom is smart, so he thinks if she won't tell us, not knowing is for the best. My mom called this morning. I apologized a lot and she basically said this. Also note that my mom is a professor and talks like one. She said it was wrong of me to coerce info out of my dad when they were both visibly uncomfortable and that she taught me better than pressuring people to do anything. I apologized profusely, and she accepted it as long as I do better, and I will. She then said that the man in the photos is her brother in blood alone, and she can't tell me anything else. IDK if she meant it in the emotional sense, and I feel like she would have clarified if it was legally, she just said she can't. She also said that she knows I'm a curious person and would never forbid my pursuit of knowledge and doesn't believe ignorance is bliss. But there is info that can alter your perception and life's course permanently and negatively, so she's trusting me to be wise. I quoted most of that since it was just this morning and hard to paraphrase. I get that she's saying to do what I think is best, but it feels like she speaks in riddles, and usually I can just ask her to clarify, but I think I asked too many questions to expect her to answer more now. The last thing she said was not to bring it up to her or my dad's parents or there will be massive consequences that she can't control. Well, I wasn't going to anyway, but that's ominous, no? Everything's good now and my wife said I should drop it, and I am. But if days or weeks go by and it's still eating at me, I might look him up. Could be incest, rape, murder, something personal and taboo, so she'd rather not discuss it. I strongly suggest dropping this. No good will come of it. Based on your mom's reaction. And your dad's. There is a big chance your mom is a victim of his. There is a reason the whole extended family kept the next generation from knowing about it. It's possible that her brother is linked to some traumatic event in her life. I get the impression that you feel betrayed somehow, but your mother is allowed to keep secrets from you and it sounds like this was kept secret for your protection. My dad and his siblings were well north of 60 before their mom casually mentioned on her deathbed that they had four siblings that had all died as children before the sibling they had previously believed to be the firstborn was born. I get that you're curious, but do you feel they were under any obligation to tell you? Sounds like what he did was probably terrible and they want to completely cut the cord. If you want to know, you have his name, look up his court records. I'm curious too, I would have to know. But don't badgering your parents.